There's a few situations where you're going to consider an aftermarket dock for your Nintendo Switch. First of all, if your stock dock is broken and you want something that does more for the same price or less. Secondly, if you have janky Wi-Fi but you have solid wired internet and you want an Ethernet port, considering there is no Ethernet port on the stock Switch dock, only the Switch OLED. Or maybe you want additional controller support. For example, the PowerBay uses 2 licensed GameCube controllers. Lastly, the stock Switch dock is actually a clumsy design and is known to scratch the screen. When you're sliding your Switch tablet, and yes, the console's technically a tablet, in and out of the dock, if you don't have a cloth dock sock like you're seeing in this B-roll and you're not rocking a screen protector, chances are you've already scratched your screen. Brook, a company well known for their adapters, several of which I have reviewed on this channel and thus far have been very satisfied with, also dabbles in the Switch accessory market, and today we're reviewing one of their docks because it's in front of me and it looks cooler than the stock dock. A quick disclaimer for my audience, the Stallions and Stallionettes, this dock was sent for review, but this is going to be an honest, comprehensive review. I haven't been paid or told to say anything about it, so if there's any cons or areas of improvement, you're going to hear about it, so these companies can make better products over time. What's in front of your face right now is a box. Why? Because some people like to see that. If you'd like to pause and read some of the text, or scan the product QR code, you can pause and do so now. And the other side. And there's your package contents. If you don't have a Switch dock in here, it's just that empty box. That's not normal, and you should request a refund. Really not a whole hell of a lot to the packaging. There is no physical instruction manual whatsoever. There are 2 QR codes in addition to the one on the box. We are going to go on an adventure, scanning all 3 and see where they take us. And you have the actual dock itself, which feels very light and very plasticky and whatnot, just like you would expect, because it is very light and it's made of plastic. Build quality isn't the most sturdy, the most rugged, but have you felt the stock Switch dock? That ain't nothing to write home about either. There is a nice little dust cover that flips up to guard the USB-C port, 2 GameCube controller ports, 2 USB 2.0 ports, some pretty good rubberized feet on the bottom. However, this is very light, so you will still be able to push it around. And in the back, you have an HDMI 2.0 port, USB-C with PDP fast charging, and an Ethernet port, which is rated for up to 100 megabytes per second. Not 1,000, not gigabit. Remove one of those zeros. 100 is your cap. But don't let that deter you because the stock Switch dock is also capped at 100 megabytes per second. I absolutely love this on their website. It instantly reminds you, anywhere smash. You can smash anywhere. I love that reminder because people tend to forget that. If there's any confusion about what I'm talking about, come down here to the subheading, you sick sicko, the ultimate Switch dock for Smash Brothers. Goodness gracious. These 2 individuals are in heaven right now because they are mid-smash as we speak. Apparently, competitive Switch players and Switch aficionados swear by this dock. White people on drugs at a house party? Brook dock. So bigger is not always better. In fact, sometimes you want something rather petite or compact, and with a Switch dock that falls into that category, you're looking at 80 millimeters and about 1/3 of the weight. So if you're taking this on the go, this would make a really good travel dock. So maybe you leave this bad boy at home in your entertainment center, take this one in your backpack or laptop bag. Just a theory, I'm just spitballing. As with all Brook products, primarily their adapters, this dock also has turbo function, so if you want to spam a button and have it continuously be pressed for you, you can do that. I personally do not use turbo function, and I recommend that you do not in any kind of competitive multiplayer situation, or else you're a big old scumbag, but there's no issue with some kind of a offline single-player story-driven game. You're also still getting the native output of 1080p 60 frames per second, which you're getting when you dock the Switch and Switch OLED. In handheld mode, obviously, you're getting 720p 60, and this is an awesome feature. It includes the DP alt mod for Type-C devices, so if you like to connect an Android phone or tablet, you don't have to buy an additional converter or adapter, which usually run about 15 bucks. Sick. I don't know if I like the 80s porn music, but the functionality is sick though. And this is a pretty sweet feature. You actually don't need to externally power this dock if you just want to use the 2 controllers, but use the Switch screen. You're not going to be able to cast the image out to a TV like typical dock mode unless you are using typical USB-C power. And they tell you your Switch isn't going to go loco hombre because you got 15 volts of continuous power. So whether you're gaming or not, you're still going to be charging. I mentioned that during my recent Valve Steam Deck review, that if you're having issues with the battery draining while you're still plugged in, but you're gaming, you're not using the included PDP fast charger, which you need to if you still want to be gaining battery life and not actually losing it while you're plugged in and gaming. The QR code on the front of the box took us to the landing page we're viewing on the desktop. When you scan the firmware QR code, it does take you to a list of all their products where you can update the firmware. Luckily, the PowerBay dock is on top. And the same complaint I've had with every other Brook adapter or product, when you scan the QR code labeled instruction manual, it does take you to a list of all their products, and you have to scroll down alphabetically to find your product and open the instruction manual. I will caveat that by saying they have 2 or 3 products in their lineup that don't have this issue because the QR code takes you to the landing page, which has a link for the instruction manual as opposed to having to browse. Using a GameCube controller with this dock is freakishly easy. It is literally plug and play. All you need to do is plug it in and you start playing. Now, this version of the dock does not have Bluetooth. However, I am still using a wireless Nintendo Switch Pro controller. So keep in mind, since there are 3 versions of these Brook docks, if you get one that does not have Bluetooth, you can still use wireless controllers. You just won't be able to connect Bluetooth headsets to the dock. As soon as you plug in a GameCube controller, you will see the light becomes blue, and now you're up and running using a GameCube controller, which, like I mentioned, is huge in the Smash community because of the button layout, and supposedly the licensed wired Nintendo GameCube controller has the lowest input lag or delay. That sounds like a video for another day. As with all Brook products, whether we're talking about their adapters, their controllers, or this dock, you are going to have a 1-year warranty, and it can be a little bit confusing because there are 3 different models. You have the traditional PowerBay, which may be called the PowerBay Bluetooth, or I've heard some people call it PowerBay Wireless. This model allows you to connect 2 devices via Bluetooth. This is the model that we're reviewing here today, which is the Ethernet, which sure enough has a hardwired Ethernet port, which is rated for 100 megabytes. And then you have the Crimson, which is slightly smaller than the other 2 models and about $5 cheaper at $45. And usually the PowerBay Bluetooth and Ethernet models go for around $55 on Amazon, but they do fluctuate and I see sales ran frequently. It'd be awesome if Brook could adapt some type of a flagship model because currently they don't have one. There's a compromise to be made with every single model. The Bluetooth model has no Ethernet port. The Crimson, which is nice and compact, slim design, is missing Bluetooth and an Ethernet port, and the model I'm testing here today is missing Bluetooth, although it's a feature I was never personally going to use anyway. Because again, that is only for headsets. You're still going to be able to use wireless Nintendo controllers because they connect to the actual tablet or console rather than the dock itself. So what is my verdict? I do think this is a fantastic value for $55 if your Switch dock is broken, or you would like to be able to use a GameCube controller, or you're sick of scratching the ever-living shit out of your screen because you're not rocking a dock sock. This might be right up your Diagon alley. They do have 3 models. I do advise Brook to develop some type of a flagship model that has the compact small body of the Crimson, but also has an Ethernet port and Bluetooth. And send that for review, please. I think this is a damn fine dock. It's going to stay connected to my capture card in this room, so if I ever want to capture any Switch gameplay, all I got to do is drop the Switch in the dock and sit here at the desktop staring at my monitor using a Nintendo Pro controller, capturing my Switch gameplay. So thank you, Brook, for sending this adapter. It will be getting used. This is linked in the description below, and I'll see you Stallions and Stallionettes tomorrow. Peace. If you enjoyed the video, liking it helps it to get seen by more gamers. This information will reach and assist them as well, which in turn helps me grow this little channel, which I do greatly appreciate. Subscribe for more content like this. I cover news in the gaming community and industry, tutorials helping you get set up streaming and YouTubing, as well as honest gaming product reviews, keyboards, mice, headsets, controllers, mics, chairs, etc. There are some hefty exclusive discount codes found only in the description of my videos and only for the audience here at Gamer Heaven. Check out Into the AM for some of the sickest looking and most comfortable cloth to ever grace my gaming giblets. If you don't want to be scorching your corneas with harmful blue light, check out Gamer Advantage, the only blue light glasses on the market that look sexy and actually work. If you're looking for a custom controller that'll blow the competition's tits back, AIM definitively has the best bang for buck or price to performance when it comes to Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch controllers. Nope, they don't do Switch, but they do gaming mice. I said doo-doo. I have links to all my other platforms and socials in the description below. If you need a quick laugh or blast of gamer adrenaline, check my short form videos out at TikTok. To get in touch with myself and the Stallions and Stallionettes of Gamer Heaven, join the community Discord, and check me out at twitch.tv where I go live every other leap year on a blue moon if it falls into an odd calendar number and my pH balance is on point. Just kidding, starting June I'm going to be live streaming a lot. Thanks for watching. This has been AK40 Kevin hosting Gamer Heaven, and I'll see you tomorrow because I upload daily, all the time, 60% of the time, sometimes, most of the time. Peace.